You're here for the tea, I'm gonna spill it. This isn't tea, this is cacao, obviously. Am I gonna post myself crying on the internet again? Yes, I absolutely am. But welcome back, thanks for coming to hang out again. I really hope that this video serves you in some way, because essentially the way I've structured it is to help a younger version of myself. Maybe a couple of years ago, maybe last week. 2025 is supposed to be the year of completion in terms of like the astrology woo-woo stuff. So relationships come into that, and I know a lot of people going through a breakup right now and we gotta stick together. So I thought I would just share the ways I've been supporting myself through this time, and hopefully some of this serves you, and if it doesn't, then we're obviously not in the same place. So I think a good place to start is maybe to go back to the beginning of the relationship. I'm also going to try and do this with as much respect for my ex. Essentially what I did was set him up to fail, in all honesty, because over the course of our relationship, as I realised my worth more and more, as I grew, I wanted more and more from the relationship and more from him as a man. But the base standard I had set was me over giving and complete devotion to someone who hadn't really earned that from me yet, to be honest. But I handed it all over, and so actually he didn't have to give a lot in order to get a lot. That was the start of our relationship. What I will say is I'm not shaming myself for having a very big open heart, but also there is some manipulation behind that that has been unconscious within me, because the overgiving was in fact to try and be chosen by him. Like, if I love him hard enough, he will choose me and love me back the same way. And I am a lover girly. I love big, I love deep, and I just want to be loved the way that I love. Not everyone loves that way. But over the course of our relationship, these patterns just kept coming back up, dressed in different argument topics. Essentially, my emotional safety ended up being tied to his emotional availability. So when he would choose to connect and open up, I felt really safe within myself and secure within the relationship. And when he would pull back, I would spiral. Effectively, it's the really typical and classic anxious and avoidant attachment style dance. I spent a lot of my time really orbiting around him and helping him build his own self-worth, and encouraging him to believe in the dreams that he had, and bending my boundaries and desires to fit within what he was capable of, just because I didn't want to lose him. I guess there was a capacity mismatch. And at some point, there was a shift from within me, and I went from kind of like auditioning and editing to fit this mold of being lovable, to questioning whether he was actually in alignment with me and my values and how I wanted to live life and what I wanted out of my life. But it got to a point where I had to choose myself. I was really waiting in the middle for him to meet me, and when he couldn't and didn't, I had to just put all that energy back into myself. So we tried to part ways in the most love and grace filled ways that we could. There is really something quite beautifully intimate about crying with the person you love, crying together about losing each other. But that was pretty tricky. I am really grateful though for this hard experience, which I know sounds pretty crazy because who wants to go through a breakup? I definitely did not want to face that reality. But relationships are mirrors, right? So like what we love about someone else is something we admire within ourselves, and what triggers us within someone else is something we need to work on within ourselves that is being highlighted. So actually all those moments I was really focused on his wounds and his growth and how he should take accountability and how he should take responsibility, those were actually things that I needed to work on, and I can see that so clearly now we're at the other side. That is a gift, for sure. So honestly, with this breakup, I am really proud of myself for how I've dealt with it and how I am getting through it. And I thought I would share with you some wisdom. Okay, so I'm very direct. It's meant to be helpful. It comes from a place of love, and honestly it's all for me anyway. I just hope it serves you in some way. If it doesn't, chuck it in the fuck it bucket. Heartbreak 101 class is in session. You need to actually feel your feelings. Not talk about your feelings, not deny your feelings and pretend you feel something different. To actually feel your feelings without trying to fix it, like without shaming yourself. Just feel them. And this is something I really struggle with because I tend to intellectualize my feelings all the time, because that is much easier than feeling them in my body. And so one of the things I've been doing is literally putting a hand on my heart and taking deep breaths. Like when I feel overwhelmed with that deep ache of sadness, grief, longing, disappointment, like breathe deep, baby girl. I like to put a hand on my heart because it makes me feel more connected to my body and get out of my head. And get curious about where in your body are you feeling the sensation of this emotion. Feel your emotion. And there's no judgment here. I mean, I had a cry on the floor yesterday and it's been weeks since the man left. Let's cry it out. Because if we don't feel the feelings now, I promise you, they will either show back up in another pattern. You will just do this whole thing again with someone else. Or they're gonna smack you in the face 6 to 8 months time when it's a really inconvenient timing and you're trying to give a speech or you're in a meeting at work or something, and no one wants that. Part 2, process the emotions. If we don't process how we're feeling, they just get stuck in the body. I mean, this is why chronic illness is on the rise. This is why people's hair fall out. Body will scream if we don't move these emotions through our body. Name the emotion and then move your body. Now, I have been quite creative with these ways. I don't own these ways, but I have definitely diversified my tools of movement to deal with emotion. Obviously, we've got training. Let's go strangle some grown men. Let's go punch a bag. But we can also dance and wiggle our hips and move the stagnant emotion through in a more soft and feminine way, if that's what is singing to you. We can do some yoga. A lot of women store some heavy emotions in their hips. Let's stretch the hips out. We can lift some weights and remind ourselves as how strong and capable we are when we're feeling like maybe we've given our power away. We can also just scream or punch a pillow, but let's do something with the emotion. Let's not allow it to get stuck in our body and weigh us down. We're feeling the feelings, we're processing, moving the feelings. Now let's ground back into the present, because we don't want to get stuck in the feelings. You know, we can downward spiral. And I'm not saying stop yourself crying, but once you have finished crying, once you have finished dancing barefoot in your kitchen, like the little sexy fairy you are, let's ground back into the present. Essentially, this is the emotional aftercare. Here are the ways I've been doing that. Genuinely giving myself a hug. I know, it sounds so sad. I thought so too. But actually, like, why do I need someone's arms to hold me? I can hold myself, like... I've put up some photos of the younger version of me, i.e. like baby Molly. I pass them when I walk through my house and I just... brings the love back to self. And obviously we've got get your bare feet in the ground. Let's ground ourselves, anchor ourselves to the earth. Like, this life is about so much more than just ourselves. Get out in nature. Beauty is all around us. Love is everywhere when you look for it. I genuinely find this hilarious because I've been yapping so much that actually my camera died. But now it's darker and it's giving a little bit more of like a cozy vibe. I'm here for it. Making yourself a hot drink after you've had a good cry. Something warm to hold. Okay, gratitude. Gratitude is like the stability in my life. It is, I feel, the structure that holds my life together. Gratitude can keep you in the frequency of abundance, even when you're in emotional turbulence. To even choose to be grateful to be going through this breakup and hold the grief and pain at the same time, like, it's transformative. I promise you that. Okay, next up, I'm going to share with you some of the mantras, the affirmations, and the self-talk reframing that I've been doing. These, like, phrases, can you call them mantras? I'm not sure. Have been in my head on repeat. Nothing you can do or say will make the wrong person stay. And nothing you can do or say will make the right person leave. If someone is uncertain about you, you have an answer. I want to hold your hand with that one, because the right person for you wouldn't keep putting themselves in the position where they could lose you. To share some of these affirmations. I have been saying these affirmations every single day to myself. In the mirror, that's how uncomfortable I'm willing to get. Eye contact in the mirror, it feels disgusting at first. Now I'm addicted. Now I'm addicted to it. I look forward in the morning, I make my coffee, I go to the mirror and I'm talking to myself. Odin thinks I'm crazy. He's gonna start copying me soon. I am adored without asking. I am chosen without chasing. I am kept without conditions. I attract the man who is clear, ready and obsessed with showing up in the ways I want, need and deserve. I receive devotion like it's normal because for me it is. For me it is. I am the woman he builds a world for. These are the current affirmations I am using. I changed these up like a few days ago, and I guess through the different phases of breakup over the last few weeks, I've just needed to tell myself and affirm different things. So take that if it helps. If you're not in that place, find something that works for you. Reframing negative self-talk. This is rewiring neural pathways. Like, you are doing the Lord's work by doing this. And it's a shift from why is this happening to me to this is happening for me. It's holding the gratitude and the delusional, which is not so delusional, but sometimes it feels it at first, belief that things are all going to work out for you. And this hard situation, this heartbreak, is serving you. It's serving you. It's serving your higher self. It's serving the you that makes her dreams come true. Heartbreak is not the universe punishing you. It is your initiation into sovereignty. It's your initiation into taking control back over your life and how your reality is. You are in control of that. That is savage to hear, I know, but also how empowering, because that means you get to change it. Obviously, I've got a journal, right? So let's just touch on that. My journal has become my best friend. Like, I brain dump all of my feelings at my journal on a daily basis. It doesn't have to make sense, just doesn't have to look pretty. Then you can look back on it when you're not in that emotional state, and you can, without judgment, you can see your own patterns. You can see your own cycles, the thought loops that you go through, the mental gymnastics that you perform in your head. And if you can be aware of your own patterns and your own thought processes, guess what? You can break them. You can understand where these feelings are coming from, and you can choose different. Okay, something else I have had to remind myself of, actually, is that it's okay to check out, to numb out, to distract, to check back in. Sometimes I have to check out to kind of replenish myself, because, like, breaking patterns is intense work. Healing from heartbreak intentionally is hard work. And it's okay if you need to check out from all of that heaviness for a little while, as long as you hold the intention of checking back in. Like, if you're gonna Netflix numb your way through into next year, you're not really gonna heal and break patterns, babe. We're gonna go again, okay? Some of the ways you could check out that have been working for me. Bed rotting. I know, sometimes it feels like I might never get out of bed again, but every time I do, and I feel really good for allowing myself to rest and do absolutely nothing productive. You could go for a walk and listen to a podcast. Maybe you don't notice the beauty that is around you. Maybe we just listen to something instead. So we have a break from our own thoughts. That's okay, as long as we're going to check back in. You could also do a fun night out. I did a silent disco, it was great. You can pamper yourself, go and get your hair done, do some of the things that gift you that external, like, validation. Like, the ego gets validated. There's nothing wrong with feeling good about yourself right now, as long as that is not overshadowing the healing that you need to do. Now is a great time to start new hobbies or new interests, or just get playful. Do you know what I've got into the habit of doing? Is every time my mind wanders into, I wonder what he's doing, I wonder if he's focusing on his healing, I wonder if he's taking responsibility for his patterns, I wonder if he's becoming the best version of himself so we could reconnect one day and he's the man of my dreams. Do you know what I do? Pause myself. Pause. Then I go pick up a canvas and paint some shit. Or I make friendship bracelets. Pour that energy back into yourself, and I promise, not only will you heal, but you will blow up. As within, so without. So the last thing I want to talk about is the integration and empowerment that can come from a breakup if you heal from it intentionally. And this is my first time, by the way. Genuinely, this is my first time healing from a breakup with intention and not just jumping into the next relationship. I've been in relationships since the age of 15, I'm 27. Like, it's embarrassing. We're not shaming ourselves. I just decided I can't keep doing this. Like, I'm not going to keep running this back with someone new. It doesn't serve the version of me that I am working hard to become. And so we're going to integrate these lessons so we end this karmic cycle that we are in within relationship. And that is empowering, because that is taking radical responsibility for your reality, and empowering because you are becoming the kind of woman that would attract the kind of man that you dream of. How much this hurts is a reflection of how big your love is, and hold on to that, because that will not be too much for the right person. Do not start dimming your light, shrinking your love, because it's been too much for the wrong person. The pain, the grief, the longing and the ache that you feel now, and the depth to which you feel it, is also the depth to which you can feel love and joy. Also, something I want to share just quickly before we disappear, no contact. No contact. None of us want to do it, but we all need it to detach and not keep just like rubbing salt in these wounds. No contact. You know you need to do it. Thank you so much for watching. If you are going through heartbreak, heartache, a breakup, or you are in that place where you are emotionally detaching and know you need to break up with them, I'm just sending you so much love. I hope this has served you. Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious to know if anything is helpful, and if so, what has been the most helpful. Please give it a like, maybe share it with someone else that needs to hear some of this advice or wisdom or experience. Go love yourself.